split round weekend. Our big game is Easts versus Wests from the Sydney Football Stadium.
And a game that's going to be dominated by 4 Great Britain internationals, 2 of them certainly comfortable in the red, white and blue of Eastern Suburbs. Lydon, of course, from the Wigan club, international at fullback. Campbell, Cook, Sherlock, Martin Offia from Widnes, Melrose, Georgalis, McGann, Dart, Hardy, Jarvis, Truella, Shepherd, the coach Russell Fairfax.
And the Western Suburbs side also has Great Britain internationals and New Zealand internationals as well. A great combination. Doherty is at fullback, Mackay, Geelan, Stafford, Simons, and there's Hanley at 5'8". Cogger is the half, Tudor the lock, Blair, Gallagher, Teitzel, Flanagan and Skerritt, and John Bailey is the coach. And the referee today is Bill Harrigan.
Bill Harrigan's 28 years of age. He's a policeman with a tactical response group. He's refereed 90 first grade games. He's supposedly the fittest and fastest of the referees in first grade. If Martin Offia gets away today, he'll need to be.
There's the man, Offia from Widnes. He's wearing flashy white boots today.
And the man who is the star, who has had so much written about him, Ellery Hanley, in number 6 for Western Suburbs. And Bill Harrigan blows time on. We're underway with our State Bank big game. Graham Mackay kicks off for Western Suburbs on a Sydney Football Stadium that is in magnificent condition. Absolutely picture. It's a marvellous arena, and it's withstood the rain over the last 10 weeks or so very, very well. Now the Eastern Suburbs side in possession in their own quarter. A side that's been struggling for form, hot and cold. And Dart playing it. And the first penalty of the match goes to Eastern Suburbs. Too keen in their defence, West moving up too quickly. So the restart now with Truella. Giving it away to Shepherd. Just takes it inside Western Suburbs territory. Another penalty goes to East. Again, Western Suburbs up inside the 5. So referee Harrigan right onto them very early. Teitzel, I think, was the main offender. Skerritt may have been up there as well. Certainly, Teitzel was the player that Harrigan caught. So an opportunity for East to put first points on the board. And Joe Lydon has kicked many goals in his career. And this is 10 metres inside Western Suburbs half, and maybe just a little bit outside the left-hand upright. This classy fullback playing with East. First opportunity. He's already kicked 1 goal for East this year. Let's have a look at this one. Make that 2 goals. Great kick from Joe Lydon. So Eastern Suburbs have the early lead. 2-0 over West.
Eastern Suburbs have brought plenty of pace in their 2 Englishmen, Joe Lydon and Martin Offia, but having pace and being able to use it's another thing. I think what Eastern Suburbs will do today through their 5'8" Tony Melrose is plenty of long balls out Offia's way and plenty of kicks in behind the defence.
Well, here's a chance for him. He's got a try in his first game. He's picked up over 100 in 2 seasons. Hallelujah, says Offia. First real touch from open play.
Flanagan a dummy half. They keep working the short side. That's Skerritt. From the Bradford Northern Club in England. Cogger. Tudor. Hanley. As he often does, straight across the paddock. They've got plenty of men left over. Back inside it. Oh, now they go outside from Mackay and he'll score. That's a fine reply from the Magpie. Jason Stafford did it well at the finish for Mackay. Bill, a change for West.
In number 40, he's gone onto the field. I'll say that again, Graham. Chris Blair in number 40 onto the field. He's taken the place of Kelvin Skerritt. Skerritt's been limping fairly badly on an ankle injury, but we believe he might have gone to the head bin.
Okay, Chris Blair.
Cogger all the way through. He does a pirouette. Now he's wrapped up by McGann and Offia. Hanley's been knocked down without the ball. Someone's been set off.
again on the replay here. Cogger's the man that's running with the ball. There's Melrose pulling Hanley back.
Let's just see it again. In fact, it's Melrose leaving the field. Sherlock thought it was him for some reason.
Yes, well, I don't think he should take the blame for something that he wasn't sure about. Melrose leaves the field. I'm not sure whether he's off the field for good or whether he's been sin bin, but it appeared to me just to be a pullback on Ellery Hanley.
Billy Anderson, I know you've been snooping around the dressing room at half-time.
We certainly have, and both coaches very concerned about the mistakes, particularly senseless penalties and drop ball. And I think they were both echoed the thoughts that that this game was one that was going to be lost rather than one that was going to be won.
Now East with Georgialis cut out pass for Sherlock, and now off here. Oh, don't give him any room to move. Whoa, come back here. Grab him by the shirt collar. Maybe that's the only way you can stop him. Now Melrose has been successful with that drop goal. So Melrose has taken the Eastern Suburbs further ahead.
Yes, the State Bank replay shows the calm, cool way that with the right foot he just piloted that one over the crossbar. An important point at this stage, the way the game's been going with the errors and stoppages.
7-4 East over West. Just outside the Western Suburbs quarter. Pressure now for West, but they do need a quick play the ball East. Here's Offia. But they're right onto him. As soon as he had the ball, he was sandwiched. They're only 15 metres out. McGann to Georgialis. Last tackle now against East. Back for Cook. A useful bomb. Up they go. Anybody's football. It's on the ground. But it's a Western Suburbs hand that got there first.
Yes, not a bad bomb, this one. There was a lot of toing and froing there. Young Brett Doherty leapt for it, but they're claiming that the Western Suburbs players, and who can argue that, because the referee was right there on the spot and saw everything. But in the incident, there's been an Eastern Suburbs injury.
Well, Schofield has come on, but they're showing some concern behind the line for McGann. He was involved in that attempt to get the ball, and seems to have trouble with his neck or throat area.
Speeder apparently is warming up to replace Dart. Now, this time, are they going to get out of there? No, they're not. Having real problems with their kicking game. This will be the handover for East. Jarvis. Shepherd. Bouncing off Teitzel. So much pressure. A try should be the result. They've had an enormous amount of possession. Melrose upended. Great tackle from Blair. Hardy. Infield, it goes for McGann, just a couple of metres away. West hanging on and trying to stay in the match. Georgialis. Out wide, Cook, Sherlock. Again, great defence. Schofield wrapped him up very quickly. Lydon. Georgialis shaped the kick, couldn't beat Hanley. Last tackle against the Roosters. Are they going to be denied again? Melrose, look for the long ball. The little chip for himself. Going to get a penalty, is he?
Well, let's see this again. Melrose kicks. I think there was a trip there. I think that's the reason for it. The Western Suburbs have come up with the ball. The penalty's gone to Eastern Suburbs here.
For this one. 2 from 5. And the Roosters have it by 9-4.
Fella. Last tackle now against West. Kai eventually able to get the kick in. Here's Offia. What's he going to do with it this time? Takes it well. And get through.
As you get down to the last quarter of a game, both coaches in a tight one like this will be looking for individual brilliance to try and turn the match in their favour. And Pete, do you think the individuals here are doing enough?
Well, I don't know about individuals, but this is good stuff for the forward pass. Is going to let it down at the last minute. They did everything right except that last pass. Yes, Pete?
Well, I think that East certainly have players who can go the length of the field, but West don't have that luxury. I'd like to see Larry Hanley maybe take them on a little bit more himself, but really what West are looking for now is to put together a couple of 6 tackles against East and try and maintain some pressure, which is something they haven't been able to do all game.
West coming away with it. Now here's Hanley able to stand there for Doherty. Doherty's got some pace. He's up to the corner line as the defence closes in on him. He gets it away to Schofield, and Schofield's in to score for Western Suburbs.
Well, Schofield's already repaid the Western Suburbs Club a very large part of the, I believe, $50,000 that they're paying him for the 10 matches that he's out here for with that try.
Well, the conversion attempt from Doherty successful, and Western Suburbs have hit the front. West lead East by 10 points to 9. Doherty did well to pull that down. Beaten one, now he's beaten 2. Good step from the fullback. Still running strongly. This is a great run. He ran behind his own man, and he's been penalised. Well, what a pity, because it was a great run.
Yes, a great pity. Just lack of actual discipline, I expect, in his running. He ran behind his own teammate there, Cameron Blair, and the referee, I think, fairly reluctantly had to penalise him because it was a courageous run. He'd already gone about 25 yards, but Harrigan's a stickler for the rules, and we applaud him for it.
He may well have been a vital decision as Lydon hits this one and puts it between the posts. Oh, now that becomes an important decision because East have hit the front again over West, 11 to 10.
Cook had very few chances of the ball. Tuella right on the Western Suburbs 22. Spina. He was nearly away down the middle. Melrose, another field goal. He turns his back, he knows he's got it. West need a try now.
Yes, Melrose with his trusty boot going there. And lands a field goal, a very important one, taking the score on to Eastern Suburbs 11, Western Suburbs 10.
12-10.
12-10. 12-10.
Well, there should be just about the one tackle. That should be time now. Hanley. They need to do it from this play the ball. They're not going to have time. It's all over. A game that could have gone either way. Offia certainly had his role to play, as did Hanley. But in the end, a couple of field goals proved vital for them, and East get home 12 to 10. They don't come much closer today, and doing all the tough work right up the middle all match long was our State Bank man of the match, Pat Jarvis. A little bit nervous at the finish of that one for you?
Oh, yeah, desperate stakes here at the end, but they're the ones that are good to win, aren't they?
Yeah, it was tight and tough. Plenty of dominance there from all the Englishmen today. They certainly found their mark.
They certainly did. They all had certain skills, and all of them were appreciated today.
Well, State won. Account $1,000 from the State Bank. I think it probably worked out about $10 every time you hit it up there today. Well done.
Thank you very much, and thanks to the State Bank as well.
Football fans love nothing better than to see a flying winger in action, and I venture to say that between now and the rest of the year, you'll have them on their feet plenty of times.
Well, I hope so. You know, just come out here, Eastern Suburbs have given me a contract, and I'm very pleased for them and for myself, and hopefully together we can, you know, get somewhere in the Winfield Cup this season.
You couldn't have wished for a better start. Almost the first time you touched the ball, you were in to score.
Yeah, well, I came out here with two main ambitions. One was to score in the Winfield Cup, and the second was to get a compliment of Jack Gibson or Rex Mossop, and I've gone halfway there, so maybe I can realise all my ambitions by the end of the season.
Now tell me, the burning question, Offia or Fire?
Well, I mean, it's whatever you like. I'll just leave it to
Martin, whatever you like.
Yeah.
Well, certainly plenty of Englishmen involved today, and one man that nearly pulled it out for West, Gary Schofield. That looked as though it was going to be the winning try.
Yeah, maybe, but a little bit unfortunate, and you know, they came back into it through stupid mistakes from ourselves, and you know, we lost it rather than Eastern Suburbs winning it.
only just off the plane yesterday, I believe.
That's right, mate. Yeah, still a little bit tired, but you know, I've had a good 8 to 10 hours sleep, so I'm feeling you know, a little bit tired, but I should be all right in about a week's time.
The English season's over there now. I guess everybody back home is certainly looking forward to the Kangaroos in 1990.
They are, mate, indeed, especially with the victory last year, and you know, we've got the Kiwis to play this season, so we're hoping to win that Test series, and hopefully the Kangaroos the year after and take the Ashes for about, you know, since 15 years' time.
All right. Well, good luck with the rest of your stint here at West.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
All right.
Here go the Magpies now as Thomas sends it right side to Taylor. On there to Farrell with Taylor wrapping around him, sending McGarry into the hole. McGarry streaking through. Bell in support, and the leading try scorer, as always, there to finish the moves. Looking to open their account, the Roosters, and it's Sherlock finding Freeman, the man most likely to do so. He sends Seedingcamp in, he wrong foots Bell and scores under the post. A lovely combination between Freeman and Seedingcamp. Thomas now on there to Taylor, holds the ball up on his right, steps back inside the Rooster defence and scores. That should wrap it up for the Magpies.